Good evening and welcome to Prime Business with me, Winston Taki. Now to our first business story. The much talked about IMF cash of 367 million has finally hit the Bank of Ghana's account. Joy Business understands that the funds came in today. There is more in this report.
The amount, although marginal, may still go a long way to improve the Bank of Ghana's reserves. The April data released by the central bank showed that the country's international reserves was about $10.6 billion, representing 4.3 months of import cover. However, President John Mahama, at a recent engagement with members of the Council of State, revealed that Bank of Ghana's international reserves may have reached 6 months of import cover. For some, this could also help in stabilizing the cedi, as this may help in dealing with fears that the local currency's current performance is not sustainable. For the Finance Ministry, this may provide some fresh cash to finance some projects identified in the 2025 budget. This is because the Bank of Ghana will take the dollars and give the cedi equivalent to the Finance Minister, Dr. Atuforsen, to finance those critical projects in the budget.
Moving on, the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amwa, has described Star Oil's recent market dominance in Ghana's downstream petroleum sector as a result of deliberate and consistent growth strategy. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, Mr. Amwa noted that the price-sensitive consumers increasingly gravitate towards fuel providers that offer both affordability and quality.
The consumer will go to where they think they get the best value for the best price, of course. And consumers are equally not complaining also of any cheaper fuel being sold. Rather, they are getting quality fuel consistently. They are also getting, very good prices for their pockets consistently. So it is not surprising. If you compare them with the three that follows immediately, the Goil, the Total, Shell, the variation of variance in price is often more than 1 Ghana cedis. And so whilst others are 12.3, Star could be doing 11 or less. And so it is not surprising at all. This should be a wake-up call to the other oil marketing companies that the Ghanaian consumer is a lot more complex today than they probably were some time ago, where you were told if it is petrol, it's got to be a certain OMC or the other. They will go for where they're getting the best value. They will go for where they're getting the best prices. And for us at COPEC, this is only an affirmation to the fact that if you treat your consumers well, they will stay and you will grow those numbers.
Moving on, the much talked about single-digit inflation could be achieved even before the end of this year. That's the view of some economists, analysts, and Bank of Ghana officials that Joy Business has engaged with. There is more in this report.
Inflation for the month of June has dropped significantly to 13.7%. Now, the Bank of Ghana is hoping to end the year with an inflation rate of 12%. But we're just 5 months before the end of this year. All these persons and analysts that we have engaged are arguing that it could take some serious misfortune for us to miss out on this single-digit inflation by the end of this year. Now, for some of them, they are basing their projection on the fact that we are even yet to get to the proper harvest season, and how that could affect the prices of foodstuffs to even go down and its overall impact on inflation in the coming weeks. Well, for some, all these developments should encourage the Bank of Ghana to cut its policy rate when it begins meeting on its new Monetary Policy Committee meeting date, that is from Monday, July 28 to July 30, 2025.
Former Managing Director of CalBank has been appointed as the new chairman of the reconstituted board of the National Investment Bank. Mr. Edu was today sworn into office by Finance Minister Dr. Atuforsen together with 6 other members. The Finance Minister promised that the bank will operate with the independence and professionalism that it deserves. Dr. Atuforsen also announced government has recapitalized the bank to help it play its rightful role in the economy. Moving on, the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies has disclosed that its members disbursed a total loan value of 10.66 billion Ghana cedis to over 12 million individuals and small businesses. Speaking at the 15th Annual General Meeting of the association in Accra, the Chief Executive Officer, Tweneboa Kodiabuache, urged stakeholders to collaborate in driving inclusive economic growth through enhanced financial empowerment. The Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies held its 15th Annual General Meeting under the theme Empowering MSMEs for Inclusive Growth. According to the CEO of GASAC, Tweneboa Kodiabuache, the sector showed resilience throughout 2024, recording improved performance across board.
The savings and loans companies in 2024 grew our balance sheets for more than 30%, which actually came from more deposits, and we grew our assets through more loans and investing in the communities that we operate in. Actually, if you look at it, it tells you how people are trusting the savings and loans companies. And this, we really appreciate our customers. Again, we are going to grow more by granting more loans, and our focus for the next 5 years has to do with helping MSMEs to get more access to finance at a cheaper rate. We are also partnering with other institutions, giving them payment platform, giving them pensions, giving them other things that will help our MSMEs to grow.
The Bank of Ghana reaffirmed its commitment to enforcing sector reforms aimed at long-term stability.
The Bank of Ghana remains committed to policies that deepen financial inclusion, especially for MSMEs. Our regulatory reforms, guidelines on non-performing loans, and resolvability frameworks are aimed at building a more stable, diversified, and accessible financial sector. We look forward to working with GASAC as we assess possible reforms to Deposit Protection Act, asset recovery frameworks, and even a reclassification or rebranding of the subsector.
Founder and senior partner at AB and David Africa, David Ofosudote, emphasized the need for innovative credit solutions that reach the informal sector.
The ability to have a system that allows credit for those who fry kelewele is a deep intermediation measure for which a financial instrument and asset class can be developed. And unless we do that, all that we are doing is designing instruments which are meant for those who get credit in the US and which doesn't have as much application to us as we may think. I have said before that if a person is able to borrow money on a credit card at more than $2 a day, he is rich in the US. But if that same person lived on a land in a village, Butumejebu in Ghana, and did not have to buy the land and own the land, and planted his own cocoyam behind his house, but couldn't borrow $2 a day, he is poor. Because poverty is designed as those who do not have more than $2 a day.
The association reported strong financials with net assets rising to 628,000 cedis and a surplus of over 149,000 cedis as of December 2024. Now, the Sunyani Taxpayer Service Center of the Ghana Revenue Authority has closed down a Chinese quarry company at Ayayo in the Wenchi municipality due to a debt of about 3.5 million cedis. The manager of the Sunyani Taxpayer Service Center, Charles Entako, following the revenue mobilization operation, warned other companies in the Bonong region to settle their tax liabilities or risks being pursued, potentially leading to the closure of their businesses. Pesha Simevo has more.
In a move to ensure recalcitrant businesses and organizations honor their tax obligations, the Ghana Revenue Authority in the Bono region stormed X1 Mining Services, a Chinese quarry company at Ayayo in the Wenche municipality, over their failure to pay tax. The operation, in collaboration with the Area Enforcement Unit, led to the halt of all quarry machines and the subsequent locking of the key machines and power room, among others. An audited report for the period of 2020 to 2022 indicates a tax debt of nearly 3.5 million Ghana cedis, including interest, and efforts by the GRA to retrieve it have proved futile. Charles Entwibu, the manager of the Sunyani Taxpayer Service Center, explained when the business could be back running.
In fact, the liability that was established through the audit was 7,538,328 cedis, 33 pesos. They started paying, but they were not paying it regularly as it was expected. As we speak, the balance that is still outstanding is 3,480,868 cedis, 45 pesos. And so we had to rely on our enforcement tools to recover the rest of the liability. That explains why we decided to close down the business, hoping that they will come forward to pay their liability before we open them to continue with their business.
He issued a strong warning to businesses defaulting on their tax payment.
We have a list of number of them who are not able to pay the taxes. We have established the liabilities. Some of them are compliant, some are not. But even those who are not complying, we have written to them. We have served them notice of tax due. Some we have served final demand notice. So this is a warning to all those taxpayers who have not been able to comply by paying their taxes as expected, and we would get to them when the time comes. And so if for any reason you cannot even comply, or there's a reason for which you cannot pay, you still have to come back. You don't sit and pay the taxes at your own pace. That is not allowed.
The about 40 disappointed workers at X1 Quarry can only hope the managers will settle the liabilities soon. Precious son of a joy business, Ayayo.
Now, away from Kumasi, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejare, has inaugurated the boards of 3 key government institutions: the Ghana Export-Import Bank, Exim Bank, the Ghana Investment and Promotion Center, GIPC, and the Ghana Standards Authority. The following report by my colleague Isaac Atasenyako has more.
First was the board of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. The 10-member board, chaired by former local government minister Akwesi Oponfosu, was charged with increasing foreign direct investment to boost job creation.
I will not spend all my time outlining what GIPC seeks to do with the board, but I am confident that you know the mandate of the board for which you have been called to serve, primarily to bring foreign direct investment to Ghana. We are looking at your law again to make it more robust, more effective, and to help you achieve your mandate as reposed in you by Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. I congratulate you, wishing you all the best, and hoping that this tenure will be the best ever.
The next was the swearing-in of the board of the Ghana Export-Import Bank. Addressing the 9-member board chaired by Dr. Joseph Nyakote-Dor, Madam Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejare urged members of the governing board to focus on upscaling indigenous companies to improve exports.
I expect that you execute your mandate professionally, nicely, all in the name of improving our exports. It will be recalled that just recently, the President of the Republic of Ghana has set up an advisory board that he chairs personally. The whole idea is to promote exports. And so if you are part of the board of this bank, you know that your responsibility is very huge, because the things that you do will directly be reported to the president. And I'm sure that everybody wants to make the president proud for giving him or her this opportunity.
The last to be inaugurated was a 12-member board of the Ghana Standards Authority, chaired by Hudu Mokhtari. The minister emphasized the urgent need of standardizing the economy. She further urged the board to harmonize standards to ensure the country's active participation in the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Standards are so important to what we do. It's part of our core mandate. Recently, we've heard in the news substandard products. It is the mandate of the Ghana Standard Authority to ensure that customers are protected, consumers are protected by ensuring that all production houses conform to standards. We also want you to work very hard in the area of Africa Continental Free Trade Area because it's our best bet. We need to do a lot of standard harmonization because once we harmonize our standards with other countries, it makes the trading with those countries very easy under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
The Minister of Trade, Madam Elizabeth Ofusue-Jare, was confident the newly inaugurated boards will contribute to the expansion of the economy.
Global professional services firm EY Ghana has officially launched its 25th anniversary celebration in Accra. The milestone marks a quarter century of providing audit, tax and advisory services in Ghana. Country managing partner Emmanuel Adelkalo says the celebration is not just about longevity, but also EY's commitment to shaping a better working world through innovation and talent development.
The event brought together key stakeholders from both the public and private sectors, alumni, clients, and partners who have played a role in EY's Ghana's growth over the past 2.5 decades. Speaking at the launch, country managing partner of EY Ghana, Emmanuel Adelkalo, reflected on the firm's journey and emphasized that the anniversary was not just a celebration of longevity, but a reaffirmation of EY's purpose.
Our high-performing multidisciplinary teams have supported clients in fulfilling regulatory obligations, informing investors, and meeting the evolving expectations of stakeholders. More specifically, our tax teams, I can see them around, Isaac and the team led by Isaac Sapon, they've combined technical depth with strategic insights to help clients navigate complex tax environments and align tax strategies with broader business objectives. Our assurance teams have helped build trust in financial markets by delivering high-quality, independent, and technology-enabled assurance services, spanning our regular financial statement audits, financial accounting advisory services, forensic services, and more recently, climate change and sustainability services. Our consulting teams have empowered organizations to reimagine their business models, enhance performance, and build resilience in the face of disruption.
A key highlight of the event was a keynote address delivered by renowned business leader Dr. Ishmael Yamson. In his remarks, Dr. Yamson urged EY Ghana to embrace the spirit of togetherness, emphasizing that collaboration and unity are vital in navigating the complexities of today's business environment.
As we celebrate this milestone, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on your own contributions to this journey. Think about the challenges you have faced, the lessons you have learned, and the successes you have achieved. You have all played a vital role in shaping the story of EY Ghana, and it is important to recognize and celebrate that. In the coming months, as you engage in various events to commemorate this anniversary, I urge you to embrace the spirit of togetherness. Come together to shape your stories, inspire one another, and strengthen the bonds that unite you. Celebrate not just the achievements of the past, but also the promise of the future.
The anniversary celebrations are expected to continue throughout the year with a series of activities.
Now, the Chief Executive of Delex Finance, Kenneth Thompson, has been appointed as board chairman of ADB. This was announced by the Finance Minister, Dr. Atuforsen, earlier today on Twitter, and I'm going straight to X, where he made the quote this afternoon. Earlier, I had the privilege of inaugurating the new Board of Directors for Agricultural Development Bank, ADB. As I emphasized during the ceremony, no country develops without sustained agricultural development. I have therefore tasked the new board to remain focused and guided by the primary mandate, serving Ghana's agricultural sector. I want to assure the board and the management that I will capitalize ADB next year. That is, he will capitalize the bank itself. I am pleased to introduce the distinguished members of ADB's new board, which start with Mr. Kenneth Kwamena Thompson, who is the chairman. Yes, we have Dr. Tosapon, who is the MD, and Abdul Nasser there. And what you can see are the images from that particular inauguration ceremony held briefly. Now, moving on, the Ghana National Poultry Farmers Association is gravely concerned over the government's failure to engage leadership of the association over the implementation of its flagship Nkuko Nketinketi Poultry Initiative. The groundbreaking project aims to reduce Ghana's reliance on imported poultry products, with over 55,000 households expected to be roped into the poultry production process. As the project is set for rollout this month, the poultry farmers say efforts to hold meetings with the government on modalities for the project have failed. There is more in this report.
Western Regional Vice Chairperson of the Poultry Farmers Association, Francis Nsia, is not enthused about the Food and Agriculture Ministry's non-engagement. Speaking on the sidelines of a 5-day capacity building workshop in poultry sector, he urged the ministry to consider its strategy and adopt a more inclusive approach.
Once the government is introducing something called Nkuko Nketinketi, we all are aware that it's going to be a very good program. But as it stands now, we have not met the minister, and I'm talking in terms of the association. So we don't know what is coming on board. We don't have our input as it stands now, the association.
The association believes their involvement would enhance the credibility, transparency, and overall efficiency of the program in reducing poultry imports.
We have booked an appointment with the minister to sit down with him to know how best we can also contribute to the program, because once something is coming for the farmers, it's good. It's going to help the farmers, but we need to involve. We need to get our contribution to it. So we'll be happy to meet the minister on it.
The annual capacity building project, themed Bridging the Technology Transfer Gap for Poultry Experts and Consultants in Ghana, brought together poultry experts, consultants, and industry stakeholders. It's aimed at bridging the technology transfer gap between academia and industry. Some experts in the poultry industry are distraught over the absence of commercial breeding companies to support poultry production in Ghana. Professor Kweku Adomako is the head of the Department of Animal Science at the KNUST.
If we are to get investment into this sector, I would say that we have the expertise to produce birds that are well adapted to the tropical condition, and that will help our farmers. And we can even go beyond our borders to sell such a product to West African countries, and with time go beyond that to cover the whole of Africa and beyond.
The training was held in collaboration with the Ghana National Association of Poultry Farmers, American Soybean Association, and funded by the World Initiative for Soybean in Human Health. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
In a move to align academic learning with real-world industry demands, Impu Technologies and Accra Technical University (ATU) have signed a memorandum of understanding. This is to establish a strategic partnership aimed at equipping students with practical, industry-based experience. There is more in this report.
The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Impu Technologies and Accra Technical University is set to provide ATU students with access to internships, national service placements, and collaborative research projects. This is designed to enhance their technical and professional competencies. The initiative is part of a broader effort to bridge the long-standing gap between academia and industry and ensure that graduates are better prepared for the job market. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of Impu Technologies, Stefan Nolly, echoed the importance of investing in human capital as a critical component of workforce development.
The food for most organizations is a human capital, and the human capital must be trained in such a way that we are being intentional in ensuring that what our customers need, we have the right human resource to meet those customers' needs. And the kind of mindset, the orientation must be trained to be able to do that. So our partnership with Accra Technical University serves as that gap. So it is going to bridge the gap between academia and the world of work. So it gives us opportunity to take advantage of the students, take them through an internship program, and also nurturing them to also be employed over a period of time.
Vice Chancellor of Accra Technical University, Dr. Amevi Akakpovi, expressed optimism about the impact of the MOU, noting that it aligns with the university's vision to produce industry-ready graduates.
Our philosophy is always to train people who are readily available for the job or can create a job by themselves. And doing so, and also realizing the fourth industrial revolution and the new, advent in our time, we realize the importance of training people carefully with digital literacy and artificial intelligence. I believe that if they have a blend of education we offer in classroom and what happened here, they will be the best on the market. Everybody will select them for their job. And if they can't, I'm sure they can create a job themselves.
25 students participated in a hands-on session at Impontu's AI lab, highlighting the partnership's practical impact. The MOU aims to drive long-term academia-industry collaboration and boost Ghana's tech growth.
The Electricity Company of Ghana in the Ashanti West region is seeing a positive trend in its revenue collection and a reduction in power theft following the rollout of its smart prepaid meters project. The Ashanti region has over the years contributed significantly to illegal power connections, resulting in staggering revenue losses to the power company. Under its loss reduction project and other strategic efforts, the ECG distributed 20,000 new smart prepaid meters to various vicinities to clamp down on power theft in the region.
Data from the Ghana Statistical Service show that between 2017 and 2022, ECG's losses increased from about 295 million cedis to about 9.7 billion cedis. In 2024 alone, ECG lost 32% of its purchased electricity, the highest in over 2 decades, leading to a substantial amount of revenue loss. The power distribution company is reported to lose an average of 28 million cedis annually due to power theft in the Ashanti region alone. But in 2025, the ECG is recording a positive increase in revenue, with an unprecedented 1.6 billion cedis in revenue accrued for the first half of the year out of its set target of 2.5 billion cedis. PRO for Ashanti West region, Benjamin Obientri, attributes the recent gains to the power company's strategic efforts to clamp down on illegal connections.
I think just last week the energy minister was in parliament and said ECG collected 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. And that indicated an increment in our revenue collection as a company. And even the energy minister said it's unprecedented. So some of the measures we put in place, i.e. introducing smart prepaid meters, to embarking on periodic national revenue mobilization activities. Every day we go out for revenue mobilization, but then there are times that whereby every staff, all of us will come together, like what we did the last 2 weeks. We come together and we'll visit our debtors.
The ECG says prosecutions will soon be meted out to defaulters.
So those who fail to pay, we disconnect them. Once we do the disconnection, then we take them through the process. Sometimes, like you said, we even end up in court. So now as we speak, we have a lawyer in the Ashanti region that will compile the list of such customers, and very soon he will start prosecuting some of them as well. Sometimes we even go as far as removing the service from the presence of the customer. Because once you owe us for a certain period of time, in fact, you are communicating, in fact, you are sending us a message that you cannot afford our service.
Meanwhile, the power company is embarking on projects to improve power supply in the Greater Kumasi metropolis and other districts with the introduction of new distribution lines.
So this year alone, we have earmarked some projects. Some of them have been commissioned. First has to do with the one at Entako. We constructed a new distribution line, what we term as feeders. We constructed a new distribution line at Entako from our Fari substation. Another line that is ongoing is one from our Asachim substation, which is about 90% completed. It is going to improve power supply to areas like Trede, Kuchi, Bofuedu, and Parminum 1 and 2. That enclave, the growth of development in Kumasi is heading towards that enclave.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
That's all for Business on Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is Prime Sports. Stay tuned.